for the PUBG New Mexico Bowl in Albuquerque between the 7-5 UTEP Miners and the 9-3 Fresno State Bulldogs. Fresno's an 11.5-point favorite here, over under 51. This game will be played 2:15 Eastern on ESPN. From a motivational perspective, I think this is one game where I think you can say UTEP does have a motivational edge. They haven't won a bowl game since 1967. Fresno State, I think they have bigger aspirations this season than playing UTEP. So this could be one game where, the favorite doesn't show up. Maybe if you like UTEP and you think so, you might want to sprinkle a little money line on Miner Nation. UTEP, when you look at this UTEP team, well, first when I break this down, you got to know that Fresno State lost their head coach, Kalen DeBoer, and he recently took the same job at Washington, and he took offensive coordinator Ryan Grubb with him. So you will have Kirby Moore, Kellen Moore's brother, calling plays for the first time in his career. And Lee Marks, the running backs coach, will be the interim coach. They did recently hire Jeff Tedford, who will take over after the bowl game. And the craziest storyline here is Jake Haener originally announced he would transfer and then said he would not. And then I had a good number on UTEP, and then who knows now. You have a better number than me. I have plus 13.5.
I don't think he's playing though.
So they don't know. They said that because he abandoned the team, they don't know, but he has a chance. All three quarterbacks listed on the depth chart, him and then two freshmen, Logan Fife and Jalen Henderson. And then the interim coach said, you're not going to know until game time. I'm not making it public. So who knows? But when I do look at this game, I know that UTEP will have the motivation. Their defense has been excellent all year. That's been the star of the show for UTEP. It's the defense. On offense, really inefficient offense. They can't run the ball at all. You got to worry about havoc. For Fresno, they can really get in the backfield. But the one weakness of Fresno's defense is giving up explosive passing plays. They're outside the top 100. That's where UTEP gets all their offense, explosive pass plays. Cowling, their receiver, is excellent. Hardison can really make some plays happen down the field. That's where UTEP has to let it. It's going to be inefficient, got to hit a big play. The question is, does Fresno State show up? Does Jake Haener end up playing quarterback? Because it's a huge drop-off between Haener and then one of these freshmen.
Yes.
Tough game to handicap. I'm stuck with my UTEP position. I could have bought off, but it's a bowl game, and I do question some motivation here with Fresno. So I'm probably going to keep it, even though I don't show the most value with Haener. I would assume maybe most likely playing. What are your thoughts here?
I don't think he's playing. In the bowl confidence.
You don't think he's playing?
I don't think he's playing. The bowl confidence piece that I put out, I went a little in depth on the video that he cut. Specifically in the video that he cut to his teammates, he said, "I'll see you guys in 22." Apparently it's going to be a team vote. The team is not too happy. And the rumor on the street isn't so much that it was his relationship with Tedford that brought him back out of the portal. It was the fact that he decided to enter himself in the portal and then found out that he couldn't get a waiver granted. So with whatever status that he has, before from moving teams, he wasn't going to be granted a waiver. And if you want to play next year, you got to pull yourself out of the portal. So now you're cutting video apologies and you're saying, "I'll see you in 22. So there's a really good chance he's not playing this game. I don't think he is. At least he didn't indicate that he was, and they're going to keep it quiet until the very last second. Now, maybe we see him on the field 90 minutes before the game, and that'll be the time to, hedge your position against UTEP if you want. But from all indications that I've seen, he's not going to play. So,
I love my Fresno bet.
Yeah.
I love my UTEP bet.
I love my UTEP bet too. I got a great number on open. I was like, this is a banger. UTEP hasn't won a bowl game since the Lyndon Johnson administration. It was just one of those things where you had to hit it. And with Haener not being there, it's given us a little bit of value here. Let's see where the number takes us as more people get involved with this game. I know early money, sharp money was on UTEP, and they liked it because of the defense and because of Haener and because of DeBoer, all these reasons. So what do we know here? Dana Dimmel, they got the Miners Bowl eligible. It's a pretty amazing feat for this program, and the defense is the driver for that. Like you mentioned, they're top 20 in success rate. They're top 15 in big play percentage. So what does that mean? They don't allow 12-yard runs. They don't allow 20-yard passes. UTEP is third in the country on defense in passing down success rate. When they get teams off schedule, they don't let them convert. I think that's really important for this game. The issue is that UTEP still gives up explosive plays. no matter the down and distance. So whether it's standard or passing downs, they're outside the top 90 and giving up an explosive play. But that's what brings me to the handicap where I still feel comfortable with UTEP. Why? Well, Ronnie Rivers is still on Fresno, and we are a Ronnie Rivers pro pod. But something down the stretch was maybe it's durability, maybe more of an injury that we didn't know about. But he had 41 missed tackles created on the year. He only created 8 missed tackles in his last 4 games. He had just 1 target in the Nevada and New Mexico game in the passing game through November. And this is a key piece for a freshman quarterback to have to dump off to. Don't get it wrong. Jake Hayner's not playing. Ronnie Rivers becomes the show. And if Ronnie Rivers is not creating missed tackles and he's not getting targeted in the passing game and his yards after contact have been below 2.2, that's not good for Fresno trying to have explosive plays against a UTEP defense that gives it up. So if there's no explosiveness from Fresno, they're 96 in passing down explosiveness. UTEP can keep it within this number. Now we talk about Gavin Hardison. You mentioned his arm. He has no issues getting downfield. His average depth of target on the season, 12.5 yards. The kid's got 334 passing attempts, and it's an average of 12.5 yards. There's nothing short with him. You throw out that early game against Boise, one of the first games of the year, he's got an even ratio of big-time throws to turnover-worthy plays. So you're going to get some mistakes with Hardison, but you're going to get some big plays. And Fresno defense has been really good against the pass. I think that's the thing where now I start to question my UTEP bet. They're 5th in coverage, they're 7th in success rate. UTEP is still a team that runs 7% of downs, but they're really bad at running the ball. And Fresno's top 25 in line yards and stuff rate. So I'm
the one Fresno weakness is giving up explosive pass plays. That's where UTEP has to live. That's where they do live. They got to hit them. Cowling has to have a huge day.
And they give them up in passing downs. It could be 3rd and 15 and boom, UTEP touchdown from 55 out. That's exactly how they're going to get their points. So it's a game I made 17 with Hayner, 11 without him, where it sits now. It's hard for me to handicap Fresno's quarterback situation when the others that are left have 23 passing attempts on the season. But if Ronnie Rivers doesn't have this elusiveness that he didn't have down the stretch, I can't see coming back and me hitting Fresno. The total, I think I'll be looking over key of 51-48. Stuckey's right. There's going to be explosive plays by UTEP. And once that starts happening, UTEP gives up explosive plays of their own. And this just could become a bomb fest. But at the key numbers, I'll consider an over. But I'm sticking with my UTEP bet.